The Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt was built around 2570 BC. Although it is the only remaining building in the Seven Wonders of the ancient world, it was even the tallest building for more than 4,000 years, until the completion of the Eiffel Tower in 1889. But do you know? In the eyes of the famous ancient Greek historian Herodotus, such a surprising building was inferior to another ruin. This ruin was also built in Egypt, except it was not built on the ground, but underground. Because Herodotus was too shocked, he even recorded this underground labyrinth in his book, Histories. He especially noted that the answer to the mystery of human origin is hidden in the maze. Unexpectedly, this legendary underground labyrinth was really found. But the strange thing is that this news was deliberately suppressed. It was not until the Belgian archaeological team that participated in the search for the underground labyrinth came forward to reveal the information, which let us know this amazing secret. Do many archaeologists wonder why the Egyptian government did not let the world know about this important discovery that could change human history? Could this underground labyrinth really find the mystery of the origin of humanity? If so, why can't the mystery of human origin here let us know? Today, I'm going to talk about the mysterious Egyptian underground labyrinth. In 450 BC, Herodotus came to Egypt, as recorded in his histories. He had come to the underground labyrinth next to the Lake of Moire, and nearly opposite to that which is called the City of Crocodiles. He said that when he saw the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt, he realized that even if all the Greece buildings were added together, they could not compare to the pyramids of Egypt. However, when he saw the underground labyrinth next to the City of Crocodiles, he knew that the real surprise in Egypt was not how magnificent the buildings on the ground were, but how incredible the underground structures were. He said the labyrinth was made up of 12 palaces. 6 of the palaces face north, and 6 palaces face south. This palace is not entirely underground. It has 1 floor on the ground and 1 underground. The 2-story palace has more than 3,000 rooms in total. This palace is really too big, and if there is no guide to lead you, you will never be able to get out of this palace. So Herodotus called this palace in the book, the Labyrinth. He said that Egyptian priests at the time told him that the lower layer contained vital secrets of human origins, as well as precious ancient documents of Atlantis, so Egyptian priests refused to let him visit. That said, Herodotus didn't see the answer to human origins at the time. However, he still described in his book that the palace has countless rooms. The walls and ceilings of these rooms are made of marble, and the rooms are filled with all kinds of rare treasures. Even the walls were painted with exquisite pictures, and the aisles and stone pillars outside the room were engraved with hieroglyphs. These aisles were connected with palaces one after another. At the end of this palace is a 240-meter high pyramid. In the end, Herodotus said, the maze was so majestic that he couldn't believe it was built by human hands. In fact, in the past, Herodotus was not the only one who saw this labyrinth. The famous ancient Greek historian Diodorus Siculus, the author of the famous Naturalis Historia Pliny, the Elder, and others have mentioned it. The Greek geographer, philosopher, and historian Strabo described this in his book Geographica. He said that the 4 sides of the maze, each with 40 substantial stone pillars, supported the whole labyrinth. Moreover, these massive stone pillars were carved into Egyptian gods. This lifelike and superb knife skills surprised Strabo very much. Moreover, the roof of the building is made of marble stones, and the walls, stone pillars, and even the ceiling of the entire labyrinth are engraved with exquisite words and pictures. Finally, Strabo also wrote down the pyramid's length, width, and height next to the labyrinth. Thanks to the 2 clear records, British Egyptologist Flinders Petrie found the labyrinth site in 1888, next to the pyramid of Egypt's 20th dynasty pharaoh Amenemhat III. But this happened later. It was not until 2008 that the Belgian and Egyptian governments reorganized an archaeological team equipped with the most advanced ground-penetrating radar technology, which allowed them to determine that there was really a side next to the Pyramid of Amenemhat III, a massive ruin with a length of 304 meters times 244 meters. The archaeological team at that time used the most high-tech scanning technology to see through the distribution of buildings in the entire underground labyrinth. Furthermore, it used the 3D technology of the computer to restore the appearance of the maze. However, when the archaeological team was excited that they had finally found the legendary labyrinth, the Egyptian government even delayed the announcement of this important discovery. 2 years later, in 2010, the main researcher of the Belgian archaeological team, Louis de Cordier, was reluctant to wait any longer and published part of the research data in the NRIAG and published the archaeological research data at Ghent University in Belgium. When the Belgian archaeological team released the research data, it immediately attracted attention. Many media wanted to interview the Belgian archaeological team as soon as possible. But at this time, the Belgian archaeological team received a warning from the Egyptian Minister of State for Antiquities Affairs, Zahi Hawass, asking them not to publish any archaeological research materials. Otherwise, the Belgian archaeological team will no longer be allowed to enter Egypt to do any archaeological research. It is troublesome. The most important archaeological discovery in human history was just about to be announced to the world, but it was suppressed by the Egyptian government so abruptly, leaving countless questions. Everyone is wondering, what exactly is the Egyptian government worried about? Some people think that the mentality of the Egyptian government may be similar to the mindset of the Chinese government towards the mausoleum of the first Qin emperor. Because human beings have limited technology, they do not excavate for fear of damaging the relics. However, some people suggested that if this is the case, the government could make the excavation is not allowed. And China had not concealed the news when the mausoleum of the first Qin emperor was found. Well, let me tell you something even stranger. Suppose the Egyptian government really wanted to protect this 4,000-year-old relic and chose not to announce the news. Then, why did the underground labyrinth of the Pyramid of Djoser, known as Egypt's first pyramid, not only be announced long ago, its tickets have even been sold for tourists to visit? You must know that the construction history of this labyrinth is even longer. The Pyramid of Djoser is also known as the Step Pyramid of Djoser. It is located in Saqqara necropolis, 30 kilometers south of Cairo, and is the third dynasty of Egypt for the burial of Pharaoh Djoser. It was built in 2700 BC, meaning it is at least 4,700 years old. Compared with the Egyptian labyrinth just mentioned, it is more than 700 years older, and it is currently recognized as the first pyramid in Egypt. The building complex of the Pyramid of Djoser covers an area of 15 hectares. At that time, a 10.5-meter high wall was built to enclose it all. There are as many as 14 entrances and exits. Archaeologists later discovered that there were tunnels beneath the pyramid. After measurement, it was found that the tunnel was 6 kilometers long, and the walls of the tunnel were all made of stone and buried 28 meters underground, so it won the title of the Labyrinth. In addition to this breathtaking first pyramid in Egypt, archaeologists have also discovered another labyrinth next to this pyramid, and this labyrinth contains 24 giant stone boxes. So what's all the fuss about? The stones used in these 24 stone boxes are tough granite, and the granite is only found in Aswan, which is 800 kilometers away. The lightest of these stone boxes is 70 tons, while the heaviest is up to more than 100 tons. And in the process of transporting such a heavy stone, surprisingly did not leave any track marks. It is as if it flew here. The stone box just mentioned is made of tough granite. So archaeologists and professional architects are thinking about an important question. How do they cut granite? Archaeologists found that the 24 stone boxes were cut flat, and that each corner was at a precise 90-degree right angle. The only solution was to use an electric drill. But in Egypt, 4,700 years ago, when there was no electric drill and no electricity, how did they do it? Its surface is so smooth and flat, and most importantly, What was the purpose of these stone boxes in the first place? At first, archaeologists said this was a coffin, but later people questioned them. For example, does the coffin need to be so big? So finally, they said that the ancient Egyptians used it to contain the sacred cattle worshipped. But what people didn't expect was that when the stone box was opened to reveal the answer, everyone was stunned because it was empty inside. Right, you heard right. All the 24 stone boxes are empty. Now everyone is dumbfounded. Rational archaeologists are so surprised that their mouths can hardly be closed. So 4,700 years ago, the ancient Egyptians transported 24 stone boxes from 800 kilometers away, which contained nothing? Then why were these stone boxes built in the first place? And it was also discovered that there is also a granite stone box in the Great Pyramid of Giza. The point is that it is also empty inside. The only difference is that the stone box of the Pyramid of Djoser is engraved with beautiful words. But these words do not mention the function of the stone box at all, which leaves only the empty stone boxes and countless questions for the world. We all know many unexplained high-tech in ancient civilizations in the Egyptian cultural relics. Even today, many archaeologists and scientists are still unable to determine how the Egyptians did it all 3,000 or 4,000 years ago. The discovery of these two labyrinths not only did not solve the mystery of Egyptian culture, but created more mysteries. So what is the real purpose behind the Egyptian government's abnormal behavior of not publishing the discovery of the legendary giant labyrinth? Is there any critical secret hidden in it? The labyrinth recorded by Herodotus 2,500 years ago was not a myth until recently. Could it be that Atlantis, which was marked on Herodotus maps thousands of years ago, also existed?